Hey guys, it's Melissa. In this video, we are going to go start to finish on your first print with your EufyMake E1. Now, I am going to tell you that I have a separate video that you actually may want to watch first on 5 or 6 things that you want to watch out for while you are doing your first print. A couple of warnings, a couple of things that are going to help you avoid mistakes like I did, a couple of things that like they don't really tell you in the menu or in the guide, in the manual, things that they don't warn you about in the software or on your app. So we are going to go first workflow basics. This is going to take you like 5 minutes. And what we are going to do is start in the software. So let's head over.
Okay, so here we are in the print studio. This is for the EufyMake, and we are going to start here. Now, like I said, I know it's tempting to do all of the things, but my philosophy is always to start simple, to learn the basics, and then go from there. You will learn quicker, you will have more success. I would highly suggest you do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to click new design, and this is going to bring us into what I'm going to just basically call the work area. Now, EufyMake Studio does give you a whole bunch of free templates. So my suggestion is to just use one of those for right now. Let's not worry about importing our own files, which you can do. Don't worry about that right now. We'll get to that later. Now, I would also let you know that what you have here is the print bed. Okay, so I am going to start with the mini flatbed because that is what is basically set up. So we are coming right out of charging the ink and doing the test print. So this is what we already have in our machine. Now, what you want to do is let's say we are going to print on one of the little magnets that they give you in the box. It comes with 3 little magnets, porcelain or ceramic looking magnets that you can print on. So what we are going to do, let's find a design that we are going to start with. So let's start with this self-love club, okay? It's going to come into our work area, and this is the size. Now, you don't know what size you need yet because we need to put our magnet on there, and then we need to take a snapshot. So we're going to move over to the printer first, and we are going to put our magnet down, and then we are going to take a snapshot, and then I will show you exactly how you are going to line up this file onto your blank magnet.
Here is my bed. Obviously, this is where I messed up the first time, which is why I'm suggesting again that you're using the desktop software. Just find it much, much easier. So here's my magnet, comes with 3 of these, and I'm just going to place it over in this specific area. Now you might be saying, but Melissa, in the software, the image is over here. Well, first of all, I can't print in this area because I already messed that up. So I'm going to print over here in this area. And what we're going to do, that snapshot is going to pick up exactly where our magnet is. So I'm going to know where to move my image.
Okay, so now you're going to come back to the software, and you are going to make sure that you don't have your design selected. You just want to click onto the mat, and you're going to click here where it says photo alignment. You're going to click snapshot. Now, I don't have the camera rolling on the machine right now, but what it's doing is adjusting the flatbed up and down. As you can see, it is measuring the height of it, and it is also getting the exact position. Okay, so that took probably about a minute or so, and you can see, so here is where my magnet is. Now, what I need to do at this point is actually move and scale and rotate my design so that it fits directly over top of my magnet. So I want my magnet to obviously print this way, and you can kind of see it's transparent enough that you can kind of see the outline. So what I'm going to do is kind of move it so that it's slightly overlapped on 2 of the sides, and then I'll just scale down because you want to make sure that you are not having any white, okay? So white of the magnet showing. So you need to make sure that it is going to be slightly over printed, and that's where it's going to go. It's going to print somewhat on your mat, but that's okay. That's why this is a replaceable part, these little sticky mats. All right, now that you have your design in the correct position over top of your blank, the item that you are printing on, you need to go through the rest of this set here. So first we're going to set our material. In this case, it's ceramic. I know that. Quality, you've got high quality, draft, or standard. I would just put it on standard for right now. That's good enough. It comes out really well. White choke, you don't need to worry about this right now. If you're not sure what choke means, it's essentially the the position of how the white base layer, if you're printing white, is going to print. So in DTF, UV DTF, even DTG, when you put down white first and then colored layer over top, if you don't add a choke and you have both the colored layer and the white layer at the same exact position or size, what happens sometimes is the alignment can be just a tad off, and then you end up with a white edge around your colored design. But if you add a choke or a slight inset so that the white layer is just a tiny bit smaller, in this case 0.2 millimeters smaller, then the colored layer will completely cover not only the white layer but slightly outside of the white layer, and that's what you want. Okay, and then in this case, we've got two print areas. We've got, you can see these are two different layers. We've got this pink layer, and then we also have the text layer, and they are both flat. Now, you could add texture to them. Again, I am going to stress, I would not add texture on your first design. It adds a lot of extra time to the printing. And again, we just want to get the basics down. And now we have this all ready, so all you need to do at this point is click print. Now, when you click print, it's not going to immediately start printing. You do need to go over to your machine and press the button on the top of the UV printer in order to actually start the printing.
So in order to print, I need to press the button up here, and I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to leave it open for a second so you can see what happens, but I am going to close this front panel once it starts printing. Okay, so you can see it's printing. I'm going to close this just because with the smaller bed, we don't need that open.
Okay, so there you go. It has finished printing, and you can see that it came out perfectly. There are, the print is all the way to the edge. There is no white showing on the front, which is why it's really important to make sure that you have your design fully covering. Now, don't worry about this little overspray that you've got on here. Again, I did a much worse job on my first one, as you can see, which is why I think it's so important for us to go through this very beginner level UV print with the EufyMake E1 together before we start doing much more complicated projects.
Okay, so now that you have completed your first print, flat print, very easy. That was 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm going to show you how to add texture. We are going to take the exact same design and we are going to add texture. I have another video for that, so you can head right on over there. Right now, you will not believe how easy it is to add the texture and how much extra time it takes to add the texture.